Now, forewarned weather with exclusive cutting-edge technology to help keep you and your family safe.
And as we bring Ashlee back in, we know this is one of the first things we've seen from the diminished rainfall that we had over time. This is kind of a real effect of that.
Yeah, so very dry out there. This morning, the sunrise, we had some of the cloud cover too, but I would imagine there was a little bit of smoke mixed in because it was very pink, the sunrise this morning. And if you look out there right now as we're checking in with fire and smoke on our forewarned technology here, some light smoke that is in our upper atmosphere across a good portion of lower Michigan. And so you see that here, and then a couple of the red spots, little spots that are on the map that would indicate the fire. So yeah, we could see a little bit of haze out there on top of just the clouds that we're contending with today. But a live look outside Belleville, where you can distinctly see color in the trees. Take it in while you can. Winds are picking up today, knocking down some of those leaves, and then before you know it, we have rain arriving Friday, and then the best of the color might be behind us at that point. So 65 degrees at Metro Airport right now, 64 in Ann Arbor, 63 in Howell, 64 in Port Huron. But notice, if you were with us this morning, the winds were out of the south. Now they're out of the west, and they're starting to shift, and that's going to usher in some cooler air by later today. We do have sustained winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting upward of that. So a quick check at our fall foliage map. We are looking at high to moderate color across southeastern Michigan, but in less than a week, we should be at peak. And as I mentioned, with a couple of those weather elements we're dealing with today and Friday, we might be even past peak at that point. So let's look at the wind gusts, because that's going to be one of those factors knocking those leaves down. Right now, current wind gusts are on either side of 20 miles per hour coming out of the west-northwest, and we'll see those wind gusts peak closer to about 2 o'clock this afternoon, where we could have those gusts reaching closer to about 30 miles per hour. So it's all in the wake of a cold front, which means those temperatures are sliding throughout the afternoon and evening as we peel back some of that cloud cover. So forecasting 67 for the high, which we could hit within the next hour or so. And then by tonight, we fall 30 degrees, 36 for the overnight low, and that's what you're waking up to tomorrow morning. So significantly colder, mostly clear skies, and then we're dealing with the winds out of the north-northwest. Tomorrow, though, the afternoon hours, it's going to be seasonal. It's definitely going to be a shock to our system after the warmth that we've had, but this is where we should be for late October, 58 degrees paired with some sunshine, and the winds are dying down. So let's track the showers for you on Friday, giving you a better view and look at the timeline here. I'm stopping the clock by about 8:30, 9 o'clock. That's when it looks like we have those showers crossing southeastern Michigan. So this will be maybe just after daybreak. We're dealing with it throughout the morning, and then once we get towards midday, that's out of here. So that means that once we get to the evening, we're peeling back some of those clouds, and high school football, well, it should be dry. Local 4 game of the week is Belleville versus Howell, and we'll have some clearing skies starting in the upper 50s, ending the game in the low 50s. And speaking of 50s, well, that's what we're going to be feeling for tailgating weather if you're heading to Ann Arbor for the Michigan State versus Michigan game with that 7:30 kickoff, low 50s. 40s by game's end, so you'll need to bundle up. Otherwise, for the Lions, I know they play inside Ford Field, but for tailgating, before that 1 o'clock kickoff, will be in the 40s as well. So it's going to be a cool weekend ahead with highs only in the 50s. Let's take an early look at Halloween. I have to say, I'm not locking into a forecast that's 8 days out, but I do want you to know that the forecast is looking like it might be more of a treat than a trick. A high in the 60s with just a slight chance for a shower. We'll take that in Michigan. Otherwise, before we get to Halloween, we're rising into the 70s both Tuesday and Wednesday.